Using the heart-focused breathing technique, let us start by placing our awareness in the area of your heart. Take slow, deep breaths. Just visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And just draw in these slow, deep breaths, placing awareness in the area of the heart and allowing them to just flow into your heart and then flow out of your heart. Very gently, deeply. Feel peaceful all over when you do this. It's a wonderful practice. Try and maintain a 5-second count when you breathe in and a 5-second count when you breathe out. We have to make sure that our breathing is not very fast and it's very gentle and very deep. Wonderful. And now it's time for the I didn't know that moment. And today's topic was inspired by someone, one of my clients again, when she said to me, I see light at the end of the tunnel. And she said that all my issues are going to be lifted. I can just see it. I just don't know when, but I can just see it. So today I wanted to kind of help unravel that for all of us. What does that really mean? So I use the example of, when we were going through school, simple high school. And, let's say we were in grade 11 and we were in the last semester, perhaps the last few weeks before the finals. And we could see the light at the end of the tunnel. So as a grade 11 student, we saw light at the end of the tunnel. But that light at the end of the tunnel was just graduating from grade 11. Because at the end of that, when you walk out of that tunnel into the light, there's the next tunnel. And that next tunnel is grade 12. And it will always feel challenging. It'll always feel like, wow, can I make it? And the interesting part is the journey is easier when you're entering grade 12 if you've mastered all or most of the concepts in grade 11. Because the struggles in grade 12 will be everything that you couldn't master in grade 11, because now you have to master that and the new concepts. And you would eventually master things in grade 11 while you're in grade 12. So that's just an analogy of life. Is when we think we see light at the end of the tunnel, we often say, oh, now I'll have some breathing room and all of that other good stuff. Really, that doesn't happen often. And it's not as clear cut as going from grade 11 to grade 12. As a matter of fact, in life, if we continue to use that analogy, grade 11 and grade 12 are kind of overlaid on each other. As a matter of fact, there are still lessons we are mastering from grade 1, or kindergarten. And there are some things we've already mastered that are in grade 12. So the universities are very linear in the physical world. But in the analogy we use, when we see the light at the end of the tunnel, all that means is that with one or two aspects of our mastery, we see light. There are others we're still working on, and we will never shed those, because we have asked the universe to help us grow in this way. And so, celebrate the light at the end of many tunnels, but also expect that you are going to grow and continue to grow as human beings. And the best way to handle this is to welcome the light and embrace the challenges, because that will allow you to grow. If anybody has comments about that, and if you reflect back on your life, or I reflect back on my life, we see that there are many instances where we think we've overcome something only for a deeper understanding of that to evolve. How often have you said, I thought I had worked through that myself? And then another instance comes in where you're challenged to work through it even more. And that's the challenge. So I welcome you to continue to look at your life as an ongoing growth opportunity. You didn't give up before your final exams in grade 11. You did move on to grade 12 because you knew that at the end of grade 11 there'd be grade 12. And that's what kept you going. If you think that at the end of the tunnel there's nothing else left, there's no motivation for you to keep moving. So consider this analogy and see if that helps you move forward in life. The universe has always got your back, and that's the important part. No matter what you go through, no matter how difficult the life is, there's always one truism in the universal design of this system, and that is the universe will never give you something that you cannot handle. So when you are tasked with something, when you are experiencing burdens or difficulties, it's only because the universe feels you're ready to master it. So that's a vote of confidence from the university. I hope this helps move us forward. And now let us begin the next phase of our quick coherence technique. This is a technique you can use to actually move through your obstacles when you actually experience this. So let us practice it today, and then let us use it from now on, at least for this week. So let us place our awareness in the area of your heart. Take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. And now bring forward a feeling of love, appreciation, and peace. You know that you're feeling these positive emotions when you're feeling uplifted yourself. If you draw in this feeling and it's uplifting, then you're doing it right. And as you take these slow, deep breaths, Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Just continue to experience this loving, positive feeling. And you will hear soft whispers from your body, soft whispers from your intuitive wisdom that guides you, that moves you forward, that helps you get through the next tunnel and the ones beyond that. Slow, deep breaths. Just experience these slow, deep breaths. Draw them into your heart for 5 seconds. Draw them out of your heart for 5 seconds. Just flowing in and out of your heart. And just experience this wonderful rhythm where you're drawing this wonderful, beautiful, loving energy into your heart, and you're allowing this flowing energy out of your heart. And essentially, it's really a wonderful heart hug. As you draw these breaths in, experiencing these amazing emotions, and allowing it to flow out. A 5-minute experience of feeling care and compassion will do many things for you. One of them is it'll boost your immune system for up to 6 hours. And that's a wonderful gift you're giving yourself. It's a beautiful design of the universe. It's meant to allow us to flow through life with ease and grace. And life will not give you any challenges that you cannot handle. This is the tool that you use to manage that. Just notice if your shoulders are moving up and down. If they are, then just relax a bit. In this breathing technique, just place awareness in the area of the heart, and you may witness as you take a deep breath in that your chest rises, and as you exhale, your chest falls. Perhaps it's your chest and your belly that's rising, and perhaps it's both of them falling, but never your shoulders. So keep that deep breathing technique active. If you ever wanted to sing, this is the technique you want to use, the deep breathing. And of course, you're sending oxygen to the deepest part of your body, which fuels all the cells. So many benefits this way. Thank you so much for participating with me this morning and every Monday morning that we see you here. I'd like to, if you've got a few minutes, please do ask any questions. I'm happy to respond. Let me just see what comments have come through. Sue, good afternoon from the UK. Hey, good afternoon. You are 8 hours ahead of where I am. So wonderful having you join us, Sue. Thank you. And you're reflecting on the session today. You said, this is so correct. Thank you for the reminder. One of the things that I do tell people is that, there's nothing new in this universe for anybody telling you. If it sounds like it's brand new, it's not. It's a part of your body that resonates with the message. It's because you already have this information within you. And so I'm just so glad that you're here, that when I share something with you, that something resonates in you and says, yeah, I'm reminded of what I already know. And that's really tapping into the power of your wisdom. Wouldn't it be nice if you were able to do that without prompting from others, without others reminding you? And that's really the mastery. And that leads me to the January 20th program. It's activating your inner truth radar. This is where you amplify your intuition so that most of the time you are able to tap into this universal wisdom. And there may be times when you need somebody to remind you of what you already know. And that's a beautiful thing to happen. Thank you for your comments, and I appreciate that. More comments coming through. Cecile says, big thank you. Came in a little late, but I followed most of it. That's wonderful. You also have access to the replay, so please do take advantage of that replay. So again, if you are members of Ignite, on January 20th, I'll be unpacking this thing about how you can activate your inner truth radar and make it a part of you so that your intuition will always guide you in the right direction. Perhaps the messages that you weren't really paying attention to before will start resonating a lot more. Perhaps wisdom will flow within, or a combination of. And this is again another way to move through the tunnel, and then move through many tunnels and master things with ease and grace. If you're not a member of Ignite, feel free to join. It's only $15 a month, and you can cancel anytime. So if you see anything that interests you, do that. You can access all the replays. All right. Are there any other questions? If there are any questions, I'm happy to respond. If not, perhaps until next week, then we will see you. I don't see anything coming through. So I wanted to thank you for joining me this morning, this afternoon, and early morning for my friends in Hawaii. Thank you so much for joining us. And there's one more item coming through. You're welcome, Sue. You're most welcome. You're welcome all. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure this week, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.